First leg, Adrian to throw first. Game on.
It is guaranteed to be a fantastic final. It's a race to 3 legs per set, and the first to 7 sets takes the trophy.
100.
Your commentators for this one are John Part and Rod Stubb.
It was 17 days ago when 72 players arrived at Alexandra Palace
60.
chasing their darting dream. Now just 2 remain. The unbeatable Michael van Gerwen has been beaten. Phil Taylor denied a 17th world title, and Raymond van Barneveld couldn't quite produce another comeback to make the big night. So exactly 5 years to the day since they last clashed on this big stage, the title comes down to Adrian Lewis and Gary Anderson. He was underdog that time, John, Adrian Lewis, and he upset the odds and the favourite Gary Anderson. He started very well here tonight. Again, Adrian Lewis.
Yeah, he looks great. He has no reason to feel bad about anything, and neither does Gary. So that's what makes it so intriguing. Just been both so dominant, and it's pretty rare that you have 2 players be so dominant right through the draw and then meet each other in the final.
Adrian Lewis has won the first leg of every single match he's played in this tournament, and that streak continues. 6 successive matches, he's thrown first and held first. That will make him feel good, very good.
137. 86.
Gary Anderson has not lost a match on this stage since the last 16 of the 2014 World Championship, when he was edged out 4-3 by Michael van Gerwen. A defeat that still irks him to this day and inspired him, he says, to that 2015 crown. It means he's won 11 out of 11 on this huge stage.
28.
Well, Adrian not really punishing Gary much for a bit of a lackluster leg, you'd have to say, by either of their standards. There is tension here. This is a new beginning in a way. The final, when you start the final, you turn up for the final, the whole rest of the tournament evaporates into the mist of time as a player. It's a one-off.
Gary, you require 119.
Pleased to say we have the voice of experience in that regard from the great John Part. Treble 20 here for the world champion, and he does not find it, so a chance here for a break of throw for the jackpot.
Such a good number to get, too, although it needs to be perfect from here. No, and once again, he couldn't punish him on the scoring phase, really, nor can he finishing, but it's not done yet. 1 dart for tops to try and level early on.
59.
Unconvincing
20.
would be a kind word.
Nervous would be another. But Lewis looking for 2 10s and still searching for the needle in the haystack.
You require 20.
What an edgy start here to this world final. Anderson finds the double and levels the match.
Well, let's see if Adrian can dispel the thoughts that must be running through his head about he should be throwing for the set now. Now he's got to try and hold, and a good start it is.
137.
Well, in the 2011 final, Adrian Lewis won the first set and he won the second set as well. He won 6 of the first 7 legs. And he had every chance there, John, to go 2 up in this set.
Yeah, that might be the worst leg of the match. You never know. It was sloppy all the way through. It's early going. They are nervy. They haven't settled into a rhythm as of yet. Although this leg is showing a lot of signs of a good rhythm developing.
64. Junior record 132.
Well, he accidentally ended up on 164. Bullseye again, though. Oh, that was the real circus shot. 2 bulls, double 16.
He wanted a high-flying trapeze act himself.
55, Adrian, you require 40.
Tops. Smooth this time.
Lewis for Gary to throw first. Game on.
Mrs. Lewis delighted. Jackpot up by a leg, looking for one of the next two to get the first set on the board. Always a stomach settler in a world final, John. There was one final when your stomach never got settled.
57.
Yeah, it was. It was in disgust most of the night at my own failings, perhaps, I guess you'd say.
60.
It's easier to think you're making the mistakes when you're playing than to credit your opponent. You must keep up.
But like yourself in the PDC ranks, Gary Anderson learnt from the experience of defeat in a final in 2011 and put it to great use in his next chance in 2015. Oh, and now he's going to bounce out as well. And he's having a very ordinary opener here, Gary Anderson. You'd have to say he was somewhat fortuitous to win the second leg when Lewis spurned 3 at a double. The only benefit is it's on the Lewis throw this set. That's the first.
And that pretty much puts this leg on the Lewis throw, although it didn't start that way.
58.
Adrian, exactly where we'd like to be. Needs the 20s, 17s. Bullseye for the set. Whoa, he didn't go for it. Okay. Settle down, John. It's 40 left because Gary's at 244.
Yeah, the tungsten teaser, Adrian Lewis. Tops them for a 13-dart leg and a breeze of an opening set. Oh, double 5 now, and he gets there. And Adrian Lewis has coasted through the first set unexpectedly, easily against the world champion. It's only the first set, but worrying signs for the world champ, who really hasn't turned up yet. Against Jelle Klaasen, Gary Anderson averaged 132 in the first set, which included a 9-dart leg. In tonight's first set, he's averaging 79.14. It's a chalk and cheese situation if ever there was one. John.
He's not likely to be continuing at that rate. He will click in. He just needs to have the urgency, you know, and sometimes you're playing first with 7, right? So it's the urgency isn't there at the start. You know, all the nerves and everything it means it's there, but where it triggers off your adrenaline, that sort of urgency isn't there quite yet.
Well, the 2 visits we've just seen from Gary Anderson were the first 2 visits he scored 140 or more in the match. A 140 followed by the maximum.
100.
Followed by the ton. So a really good leg here for Gary Anderson off the break. Leaving 81 after 9.
140. Gary, you require 81.
But Adrian Lewis is right behind you, Gary. Double 12. Oh, his favourite double, the one that won in the World Championship last year and the one that finished off the 9-dart leg last night.
Yeah, gets the 11-dart leg, and well, Adrian may have had one too if he was given the chance. So a very good leg all around. Not the greatest start from Adrian by those standards.
140.
Well, this only the second time in the tournament that Gary Anderson has trailed in sets. The only other time was against Daryl Gurney in the second round, where he lost the first set, eventually won 4-1, although he had to survive set darts in a couple of other sets from the Northern Irishman.
78.
And Lewis, well, he had an amazing run. He didn't drop a set at all until the quarterfinals against Peter Wright.
60.
Well, Lewis, some work to do. The one thing to be said
60.
about Gary, and probably didn't deserve it, but at least he did win a leg that first set. And I'm sure Lewis would not enjoy being swept 3-0 here in the second set.
100.
He's facing that. He's facing it.
Well, Gary Anderson's first set performance perplexed us and maybe perplexed Adrian Lewis as well, as he hits his second maximum of the match. Gary Anderson, though, is looking at tops to finish off the leg, and he finishes it off in some style.
Gary Anderson.
Well, this is more like it from the world champion. This is what they've come to see.
Game on.
Yet another full house on the 15th and final day of darting action here at Ali Pali.
$140.
So, after a very dubious first set, this set is all Anderson.
190.
Well, perhaps the world darts champion was late to the venue and got someone who looked a bit like him to play the first set, because this is the real Gary Anderson. What a set of darts this is. It's akin to the one he played in the first set against Klassen. He's averaging 129 for the set, and he's 2 darts away from winning it.
140. Gary, you record 41.
For another 11 darter, a double top, and for his set, Gary Anderson. Well, he absolutely woke up in a hurricane of action. Went from 70s average to about 60 above that in one set's time. Absolutely phenomenal. So we're 1 set each, though, still very early on. We'll see what Lewis can bring back.
It's all square at the Alexandra Palace in the World Darts Championship final as Gary Anderson roared back from losing the first set to win the second in sensational style. It took him just 36 darts to wrap up that set, winning legs in 11 darts, 14 darts and 11 darts. He did not miss a dart at a double, and Adrian Lewis did not have one. It's one apiece. The winner will need to chalk up 7 sets to claim the crown. That was some turnaround between 2 sets, John, wasn't it? 79 average from Anderson in the first set and 125 in the second.
Yeah,
first leg, Adrian, to throw
that was completely alien territory, that first set for him. That A, he lost it, and B, the way he played. But,
140.
Adrian looked great in that first set, and he didn't look too bad in the second set. Maybe just a bit sloppy in the leg he started.
134.
I think we're due for a more balanced attack from both of them in this set.
Lewis's third maximum. Well, players at a break have 3 options. 1, stay out and stage and throw. 2, go to the players' practice room just behind the stage and throw. Or sit down and have a cup of tea. But I suspect Gary Anderson was on the board in that practice area just to get the arm going
60.
In that break. And whatever he did, whatever he chose to do, it certainly seemed to work, the Oracle.
$85.
So no finish for Anderson. Lewis needs treble 13 for double 16. 1, 2, 1 out. He's left 16. He'll be happy enough.
$96. Adrian, you require 16.
Double 8, and Lewis takes the lead in this set. Incidentally, the 180 from Adrian Lewis in that leg, the 3rd for him in this match, the 5th of the match, the 625th of the tournament, which ties the record for 180s in a tournament set last year. it'll be broken by some considerable margin.
So if my math is right, we're 1 away from the record.
Your math is never wrong, John. Really, you're looking at maybe a 650 or so for the total for the tournament now.
Could be. We need to go 13 sets, though.
45.
We all want that. That's what we want. We're selfish. Make them play all night. Well, really, they would make each other play all night, but
140.
effectively the same.
Well, the 7-6 last year. John knows all about the 7-6 in 2003.
Gary, you require 105.
Right, level up the match once more. Well, it's okay. Yeah, treble 19 would leave double top. Well, he was further away with his second dart than he was with his first. He knows he's got a little bit of time on his side, though, in this leg, Gary Anderson.
Oh, wonderful setup darts.
121.
You don't know, he was half a mind to stay on the 20s, I think. So he went right between.
I agree with you, John. He was toying with the idea of hitting the maximum to give it the big oomph.
But Gary Anderson made a complete mess of the 76. So Lewis will get a chance. It's going to be for the bull.
60. Gary, you require 40.
Gary Anderson has rather crawled to the finishing line in this leg, but he has got there. That's all that matters. I'll tell you what, he's been lethal on double top tonight, Gary Anderson, just as he was in last year's final against Phil Taylor.
77. 136.
Yeah, 4 darts thrown at tops by Anderson in the match so far, 3 have hit. And his overall doubling stats, 6 darts thrown, 5 have hit.
140. $123.
Well, for Adrian Lewis here now, this is becoming a big leg of darts. Totally bossed the first set, swept in the second, and now under pressure on his own throw here.
And that treble 18 puts Anderson on a really doable out. Not much Adrian can do.
92. Gary, you require 108.
Scrapes out enough to get under 100, but 108 much more likely now. 17 for tops after that treble 17.
88.
And would have been a very painful dart for Lewis. Misses. He needs a treble himself, though. He gets it, so double 12.
86. Gary, you require 20.
Double 10. This is the one he doesn't like. Double 10. It's the one that still gnaws away at him, but that's a great dart for Gary Anderson. It really was a brilliant dart. Having missed twice, he found his way, the pathway to double 10, and Gary Anderson now in front in the match for the first time, and he'll be a set in front if he can hold.
93. 100. 98.
It's been a long and winding road to the world title for Gary Anderson. 5 of his first 7 attempts at the world crown at the Lakeside ended in first round defeats, and his darts getting thrown in the lake. Then lost in the final here at his 10th attempt, but at the 14th attempt last year he defeated Phil Taylor. Everything comes to he who waits.
Or you're just too good not to win eventually.
140.
A lot of people felt that even, that he would win despite himself. He's just too good.
Just off target there, but finds it for the third dart, and that puts him in good shape still, the world champ, because A.D. Lewis can't go out now, so 2 darts away, Gary Anderson from leading in sets, John.
Gary requires 75.
So treble 17. Yes, double 12. Double 6. No mistake there. He took his time, made sure of that, to claim the third set. So Adrian wanted to get the 4th set started. The only problem was it wasn't his turn. So maybe a little flustered, Adrian Lewis. He's broken in the set, and now he must break in this set to level it.
First set, all Lewis. Second, Anderson produced the most sublime darts you could ever wish to see, winning the set in 36 darts. Third set, took full advantage. 1 or 2 slips from Lewis. Top-notch tungsten from Anderson. Now Lewis looking to fight back with his 4th maximum, and that is the one that sets the record. 626 180s at the World Darts Championship. Past last year's benchmark figure.
Well, if you count the one Gary Anderson had that fell out, it's still tied.
The phantom 180 from last year's final, you'll remember. Brilliant, double 14, in and amongst all that. Gary Anderson has flicked the switch with the first 3-figure outshot of this final.
60. $100.
Well, we haven't seen the heavy artillery from Gary Anderson in terms of the 140s and the 180s in this match, but what we have seen is finishing of world-class quality.
140.
The couple of darts that he missed at double 10 that didn't matter a hoot are 2 out of only 5 that he's missed all night. He's hit 8 out of 13.
134.
It's a very special standard of finishing, 62% for the world champion. And now the big guns are coming out.
140.
Yeah, it looks like Anderson's really settling in to the control position. He's confident that he will come up with the shots. He will make the shots to put Lewis down. Needed treble 17 there. And the way that's gone lately, Adrian really needs to get this shot done. Treble 20. No, he doesn't have any answers at the moment.
Gary, you require 24.
His old pal, double 12. Oh, now that's made life awkward. 15 left. 7 double 4 or 3 double 6. 3 it is. Double 6. He's miscounted here.
14.
He's miscounted horribly, and that's 2 nights running that Gary Anderson has had a mathematical meltdown, and this one's cost him.
Oh, that cost him momentum. Cost him everything there. He had Lewis right on the ropes, and I think he could have just kept running off legs if he'd taken that one.
Well, he's obviously somehow got it into his head that he wanted 5 and not 15.
Well, he doesn't miss that double 12 very often, Rod. You can't fault the man. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah, last night Gary somehow got himself 20 out, didn't he? He ended up going for double 4 when he wanted double 14. But this time that was costly.
60.
And, you know, it's something that can just irk him a little, be rattling around his head. How did I mess that one up?
96.
Especially if Lewis comes out with strong darts now and some confidence.
59.
But really, Lewis hasn't used this card to its full effect as he might have.
100.
No, spot on, John. That was the moment to really make hay and make Anderson pay.
110.
treble 18 would have left double thereof.
74.
And that's a great third dart. It's a great setup by Anderson to leave that double we were just referring to.
Oh, nice setup there, Samedi, but
36.
too long getting to that point. Double 18.
Game shot in the third leg, Gary Anderson.
So 2-1,
Fourth leg, Adrian to
both in
throw
sets and
first.
legs. Well, you have to hold your throw now, Adrian, and at least force the issue, force the fifth leg.
140.
You don't want to go down 2 sets without putting up a fight.
'83. '97.
Doesn't like that at all, but he'll like that. And he'll like that too. So the world champion now, having lost the first set, remember, 3 legs to 1, can make it 9 legs out of 11 by winning this leg. That's some streak.
Well, that first set, it was sort of business as normal for Adrian Lewis in this tournament, but everything since has been the business as normal for Gary Anderson. And Adrian Lewis looks quite uncomfortable with the situation he's in. Not to say he's giving up or anything, but you can tell he's not too happy with his scoring. You know, he needs more 180s. He's got 4, yeah, but he can do better than that.
54. Adrian recall 106.
Treble 18, the target now. Yes, double 16 then for a 106 for jackpot.
74.
He should be back here,
153.
but no guarantee. This is for the set, mind you. So Lewis has got 3 more to tie this up and send it to a 5th leg
41.
shootout in this set.
32.
Key moments.
Game shot in the fourth leg.
Key leg now, John.
Yeah, well, and life is so much easier as a dart player when the first dart goes in, when you go to the hockey with a double available. Just seems so simple then, doesn't it?
77.
It's so easy that you just lose 3 by losing 1.
He's just not getting his first dart where he wants Adrian Lewis, and he more than anybody is a get the first dart right and 2 and 3 follow man.
Yeah, follow the leader.
64.
Well, Gary Anderson has gone off only with 141 from 2 turns, and Lewis has not punished him.
Yeah, Gary has lost his focus.
60.
Maybe he's feeling the pressure. He knows this, how important it is. He's either going to be up 3-1 or it's going to be, yeah, 3-1 or 2-2. So
140.
Adrian has finally capitalized on the dip in form from Anderson.
Finally finds a treble, but it was his dozenth dart of the leg, and Lewis has got him where he wants him here for what could be the match leveler. 140, 125 leaves 77 to tie up the match at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and all he needs a couple of singles to leave tops.
130. Adrian, you require 77.
It's treble 19 he might go for, though. No, so 18 for tops for 2-2. Yes, he gets it. He hasn't hit many doubles at key times, but that was as key as it gets, because that makes the match, the final, all level. He might well wipe the sweat from his brow. It's been tough work, but he's right in it. Join us when we return.
You're very welcome back to Alexandra Palace, where jackpot Adrian Lewis has levelled up the match. It really has been a seesaw struggle. Both men have had a one-set advantage at one point, but the match is now on an even keel. And in this race to 7 sets, it's Adrian Lewis 2, Gary Anderson 2. In that set, Gary Anderson had a miscount on 24. Single 9, leaving 15. He thought he'd left 5 and went 3 double 1, which he hit, and Lewis won the leg. Significant, John?
93.
Well, yeah, that's turned everything around. Since then, Gary's appeared off somewhat, maybe a little rattled, embarrassed, whatever you may wish to think about it, but he just wasn't performing the same since that point. Because Adrian did take advantage and win that leg, but after that, he really didn't start playing a whole lot better. It was Gary coming back down, and Adrian was able to take advantage. I think they're both looking to up their game at this point in time.
23.
But Adrian could be a little happier. You know, he was looking to be 3-1 down in any case, and well, that miscount really was huge. Normally we can laugh at them, but in this case it was pretty serious.
That's his 3rd maximum of the match. He had 64 180s last year, Gary Anderson, in winning the title. That's a record for an individual. That only is 39th this year. But he's looking for double top. He's looking for double 10. He can't find it, though. Chance here for Adrian Lewis. That's in single 19, 2 double tops. We saw this last night. Oh, it was 59. Only that far away.
Yeah, he just had to catch a little bit of that barrel. It would have been in. That's why he was eyeing it so funny. Double 10. And there it is, a break of throw to start the 5th set for Gary Anderson.
Gary to throw first.
Should make him feel a little better.
Game on.
You say they had a lot less 180s, Anderson, this year so far, but he's put them to better use. A 9-dart leg, for instance. Missed another. He's using them well when he gets them.
Doesn't come any better use than that. That was his 2nd televised 9-dart leg. The other one came in the UK Open 2012 against Davy Dodds. He won the last big meeting between the two players. That was in the European semi-final, 11-5 to Gary Anderson. But of course, Lewis won the meeting that really, really mattered.
100.
The 2011 World Championship final, which he won by 7 sets to 5, 5 years ago to the day. As Anderson goes hunting number 4. Yes, perfect darts. To leave 96 after 9.
Well, he did the smart thing. If he had a single 18, he would have left the finish, but he's left the finish. Gary went for 2 doubles himself.
56.
Won a double 18 for double top. Still a lot to do for 80. Needs 2 trebles. Well, he's going for double 16. I thought he might go 2 double tops, but why bother when why go up there when they're all down there for you, Rod? Treble 17, treble 16, double 16, 1-3, 1 out, and what a break back. I mean, out of nowhere.
An absolute jaw-dropper from Adrian Jackpot Lewis. That is what they can do. Anderson there, John, thought he teed up tops absolutely perfectly and was sitting sweet.
Oh, he did. He did. He was great.
140.
That the highest finish of the match, trumping Gary Anderson's 1-2-1 out shot. As Adrian Lewis makes it maximum number 5. How that 1-3-1 has ignited Jackpot. Oh, this is getting the reel spinning again.
140.
What a leg of darts this is turning into. Well, they're each thinking 2 trebles at the start of the turn in this
94.
position. 80 managed to leave 1-3-1 again. And Anderson managed another 180. Well, can it happen twice? No.
Well, Gary Anderson has hit 3 maximums in this set, and this is only the 3rd leg.
55.
And it's making a difference.
41.
The one-pointer for tops. Important.
Adrian, you require 76.
Yeah, he gets a chance he didn't expect to hold his throw. 16 to go back up top.
56. Gary, you require 40.
Well, you put a lot of money that Gary Anderson won't miss 5 at double top. Well, he's only get one of them, 2 of them at double 10 and 1 at double 5, and he's Charlie chasing doubles round the board. The problem was that he came inside double top, and that set the domino effect into action.
Double 10 for Adrian, and well, he had no help from that first dart. There was a brave second dart because things were getting very nervy as they can get twitchy at the end of a leg once those doubles start missing.
Up to 11 on the maximum counts.
It does seem strange to people unfamiliar with darts how somebody can hit so many 180s yet not hit a double. But that's how it works. It's different.
The eternal question.
96.
In this case, the £300,000 question. Yes, Adrian. Oh, he's done it in the final before. Oh, he did it in the final, the third leg of that 2011 tie against Gary Anderson.
He's playing a great leg. Misses a 6 dart for a 9 dart game, but he might not even get a chance to win the leg. He's going to try and leave a good finish here.
96.
He's done pretty well, but 135 available for Anderson. He'll need 60 to come back to the bull. No, here's the set chance.
99.
Well, the 131 check out in leg 2, the key to it. Can he win it on 86? Can he win it on double 16? Double 8 to lead. 3-2. Wired.
70. Gary, you require 36.
Well, he owed him one from last leg. And Gary takes it. Gary takes it. The force. The decider. At least Adrian has a consolation. He gets the throw first here.
That's second prize. He wanted the first prize of the set, but he's well on the way to claiming that now.
57.
Oh, now we really are cooking with gas in the Alexandra Palace. Someone's turned the heat up. Lewis is turning it up now. Lee's 181 after 6. What a set this is.
Well, it was a similar point in the last leg after 6.
85.
Look at the lead he's got here, John. 178 in front, plus these. Anderson cannot go out in 6 darts from 359, whatever.
That's a very good point.
93.
Adrian has to keep his focus, keep that drive going. When things are going well, just keep that flow. Treble 16. Was it 7? So 17 will leave tops for next turn. Won't be
84.
any problem with that for him.
Well, Anderson has got to hit 2 trebles and probably all 3. Got to switch. Got to switch, Gary. Goodness me, a single 20 would have left 166. Felt like opening the window and shouting at him. Double 10. He's already missed 4 for the set, and he's now missed 5 for it. And if he does come back, it'll be at double 5.
Yeah, this would be the greatest outshot of the tournament so far. Couldn't get the sequence started. Oh, and he had the second one as well. So 90 left for 1 dart.
97.
Real pressure now for Lewis. He needs to clean this up. Double 5 for 3-2 in sets. Come on, he's in. Adrian Lewis. He was down 2 sets to 1, but now he finds himself 1 set to the good. Gary Anderson wondering where it all started to go wrong. Well, we think we know the answer, but does he have the answer of how to turn it back around? Find out in a few minutes' time.
Welcome back to Alexandra Palace. The fifth set featured 7 180s. Gary Anderson hit 4 of those, but Adrian Lewis hit the most important thing, and that was the double you just saw, double 5. It won him the fifth set, and it means Jackpot has regained the lead in the World Final. Lewis leads 3-2. There has never been more than one set between the players.
Gary to throw first. Game on.
You pays your money and you takes your choice, John Part.
Yeah, that's about it.
93.
All speculation and score casting. Well, yeah, it really is just a gamble. These guys are so
58.
even, and it's about a mood, it's about a moment, and there's going to be a series of those moods and moments, and that will ultimately tell us who wins.
60.
They got the equal talent.
Oh, AD, baby! An 8th maximum for Jackpot, who's now looking for a possible pivotal moment in this match. A pivotal break of throw could pave the way to our first 2-set lead of the night. And he will if he carries on lobbing them in like that. Adrian Lewis, 50 for the tournament.
140.
A great answer, although it wasn't a 180. He got below Lewis. But 2 darts for this break. He only needs 1. He's on a mission.
Second leg, Adrian to throw first. Game on.
Lewis breaks the throw. Lewis leads in the 6th.
This is where, and when Anderson was ahead of set, he failed to steamroll through Adrian. In fact, he had the blunder of the 14 finish when he had 24. And he lost all the momentum, and it's there for Adrian now, and he's trying to force this to really crush it, Gary Anderson, in this set to get that 2-set advantage for the first time in the match for anybody.
Anderson biting back.
134.
To be fair, Lewis has led with his chin a bit in this leg.
40.
As you made the point, John, he knows full well how important this was. Forcing them now, forcing the issue. Whereas Anderson, smooth.
177.
Yeah, Anderson responding probably with an 11-dart leg of his own to break. Well, you have to love 11 and 12s to break
60.
the throw.
You require 50.
It's 10 for tops. Okay, maybe it's a 12. Maybe it's
30.
not. Certainly he's coming back. Adrian should have been much better off than this, Rod.
Yes. That's the 14th dart he's thrown in this leg, and that's the 15th, 45. And he's still
You require 20.
out of finishing range. Anderson chasing, double 5, finds it. Set level. Yeah, Adrian Lewis off the back of his brilliant checkout. The 83 was sublime to break the throw in a leg that featured a couple of maximums as well, and then just couldn't back it up.
Yeah, which was surprising because he got to go straight to the Aki.
68.
You would have felt he'd get a 180 then, the way he's been hitting those.
But this is what's making this match so captivating. Several times tonight, he could have been forgiven for thinking Lewis is on his way here, and then immediately Anderson's in charge now.
130.
They switched and swung and twisted and turned.
Sometimes you see these guys that are full of talent that don't really need to think too much about the situation in a match, is what I mean, not numbers. But they overthink a situation when they should just be trusting in their talent the whole time, because the talent level is that high, and that applies to both Adrian and Gary.
100.
They can only do themselves harm by trying to contemplate situations.
Very difficult to disengage your brain, though, John, and that's the key, is to empty your head completely and turn it into some kind of vacuum. And talking of vacuums,
105, Gary,
Anderson will be looking to clean up here. Tops. Yes, Gary. So Anderson back in front now in this set. Lost the first leg, won the next two.
Maybe that's why Eric was always talking, Rod. By the time he got on stage, his head was empty.
Five-times champ Gary Anderson trying to join a group that features Eric.
80.
Players that have successfully defended the world title, having won it for the first time. It's an exclusive club. Eric's there, Raymond van Barneveld and Adrian Lewis himself. As Anderson hits his 7th.
80.
Needs to think this one a bit through for the numbers. Stays there, leaves 170. That'd be a great way to take a set to level it.
Well, he had the 170. Gary Anderson in the second round win over Daryl Gurney, one of 5 in the tournament. This would be a wonderful time to hit it again. Bullseye or treble 18? Choice? Well, that wasn't the choice. He ended up getting caught between two stools, the treble 18 and the ball, and falling between them. Double 12 for 80.
77. Gary Uruguay 86.
So treble 18. He'll stay at the 18s. Didn't get a treble, so needs bull, and it's a perfect bull, and we have a perfect tie. 3-3 in sets. Well, we hope for something like this, Rod. We hope for this scenario. We didn't want anyone to dominate, and they haven't. It's all level, and it's all to play for.
Oh, shades of last year against Jelle Klaassen with a vital bullseye finish from Gary Anderson. Level the match. 3 each in the world final. Adrian Lewis, the 5th seed. The 5th seed has only ever won the PDC World Darts Championship once. It was in 2011 when the 5th seed was Adrian Lewis.
$100. 60.
Well, this is the 26th leg, and for the very first time in this match, Gary Anderson's average is now ahead of Adrian Lewis. As Lewis goes back in front in that statistic.
Yes, brilliant darts.
121.
Might not stop a break though. 11s, double 14. Don't have a chance to breathe. They're at full pace. Another single. Tops.
40. Gary Uruguay 14.
Gary Anderson coming back for double 7. Fantastic finish from Gary Anderson, and he breaks the Lewis throw. Is this the significant surge from the world champion?
Throw first. Game on.
Well, Adrian would have been happy to see that 60 score, or hear it.
140.
Does take advantage.
$98. $140.
Lewis looking for the break back leg. Right in the meat of this match now, right in the heat of the final. Anderson finds his best darts.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, it doesn't get himself a finish. And Adrian's going to be on a very nice one, 81. There wasn't any way Anderson could have left the finish, don't get me wrong.
97, Adrian Uruguay 81.
Double 12 then, 2 darts in hand. Only needs the one, and Adrian Lewis responds like the 2 times world champion he is. What a magnificent leg of darts from Jackpot. Got the throwback. As I said before, you think it's going one way, and then it isn't.
96.
The twists and turns have been astonishing, John, haven't they?
Yeah, it's like a broken pendulum.
134. '78. '83.
Perfect. Blocker, so we'll have to switch now.
99.
And every leg just seems to get more and more important in this match. And the darts keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah, speaking of important, the most important set so far.
180. Gary, you got 104.
Can still do it. Treble 17. Bull. Wow, he almost did it. Almost. Adrian says, okay, no bothers. Double top, 2 darts. 1 dart left to hold.
8. Gary, you require.
And as the heat goes up, the misses become more important. 1 for double 12, the World Championship winning shot. This won't win it, but he'll put it in front. Misses. Double 6. Yes! Anderson back in front in a set that's featured 3 breaks of throw and 7 180s already.
Full flag, Gary to throw first. Game on. '66.
Gary Anderson just clutching his right hand quite a lot, John. Is that just an affectation, or do you think there's something physically concerning the world champion?
60.
Well, it's hard to say. Maybe just trying not to shake. You can get nervous no matter how experienced you are, right?
100.
You can get nervous watching. Adrian Lewis has to break throw here, or he's behind in sets. And significantly, he will have lost the set on his darts.
100.
Well, this would be the time for a 180. Really, it's all Anderson for this set, looking like.
24.
Well, that should be the end of the set. Unless Gary Anderson
105.
suddenly gets double trouble. Oh, but Adrian Lewis has produced a wonderful visit to give himself just a squeak. Because if Anderson misses and really makes a poor setup, he's still got half a chance.
52.
Yeah, he didn't quite get to a finish, though. He could be on a double, and it seems like, well, 80's not much got much path. He got it in there somehow. He's left double 18, but for the set first, it's Anderson. 1 dart for double top for 4-3. No,
58.
no. Much like 80 missing 2 darts at double tops in the last leg, but he's got darts to save the set. Double 9. A massive failure at the wrong time.
We all know the one thing Adrian Lewis could not afford to do with that second dart. Anderson to go a set clear, and the world champion does not muck around on double 10. Adrian Lewis had a chance to keep that set alive, but the Flying Scotsman soars clear. He's 4-3 up in sets now. He's over halfway to the winning post as he looks to retain his crown. halfway through the World Darts Final. And Adrian Lewis had a chance to go 4-3 up, and he couldn't take it. And the world champion, Gary Anderson, then pounced. He swooped on double 10. And it's the world champ who leads 4-3, but this is a bruising battle on the big stage. Never been more than one set between the players, mind you. Anderson has the edge right now. 7 is the target. Wayne Barnell is in the commentary box. What have you made of it, Wayne?
Captivating. I think you and John summed it up well. The to-in and throw-in, the tossing and turning, there's no pattern to it.
140.
Both playing well for short spurts, missing doubles.
59.
It's good. Highly entertaining.
It's the second lead Gary Anderson has had in sets. His previous one he led by 2-1. Lewis led 1-0 and 3-2. 12 maximums for Adrian Lewis. 21 in total.
100.
Some tally that so far. 32 is the record.
Yeah, 32 180s in the world final last year. Anderson and Phil Taylor. 32 in a Grand Slam of Darts semi-final. Lewis and Phil Taylor. Bull if he wants, doesn't want. Why would he want?
Looking to leave 78, 118 if he gets a shot. It's unlikely. Tops for Gary.
Aim shot in the first leg, Gary Anderson. Second leg, Adrian to throw first.
The pressure's mounting on Adrian Lewis. You wouldn't think it, would you?
180.
I think he was trying to G himself up there as well.
140.
It was 31 maximums in the match in the 2007 Classic at the Circus between Barney and Phil Taylor, when Barney had 21 in that match.
140.
Another 140 in this leg from Gary Anderson. 80. Bullseye.
65. Adrian, you require 160.
Nice treble 20 he was looking for. Wants to just stay straight. If he can plough one through the middle,
40.
That's what he tried. It was unlucky that.
Gary, you require 161.
Well, looking for treble 19 first, treble 18 second.
54.
Didn't find either of them, and now he's opened the door back for Adrian Lewis. Well, find a treble from there, Adrian. Well, it's become more like 10-pin bowling than darts, but it's
40.
like Skittles. The first dart caused all the problems. All the problems.
Gary,
I can't believe he didn't move over after the first dart. 60. Well, that leaves 73.
Do you know what? I half thought that he might go for the bull-bull
47.
because he just couldn't see the treble at all.
80.
Possibility.
Now double 10. Double 5. He has hit this at a crucial moment in the match
75.
before, but not in this
Gary
moment.
requires 60.
I think Gary miscounted again with the last start of his last visit. Wanted 73 and went for treble 13. But who cares? Rachel doesn't, that's for sure.
Third leg, Gary to throw first.
20 tops.
Well, it's the doubling that's making the difference. Because the scoring, Lewis
98.
is ahead in the main columns, the 180 and the 140s, but the doubles, Gary Anderson 45% on the doubles, and Adrian Lewis 32%. The 23rd of the match. So now just 9 away from tying the PDC record for maximums in a match.
43.
Switching. Successfully. Brilliant. This is a leg. If Gary Anderson wins it, we'll go 2 sets ahead.
140. Gary require 86.
Will be the first 2-set advantage of the final. Well, he's not going to go ball, is he? He went for the double 18 there, didn't he? To leave 32. Well, he's bust it. Well, there's a miscount again. The miscounts are adding up here for Gary Anderson. 1 last night and 3 in this final.
It's 2 in 2 legs. Well, you can see that Gary is saying he's lost the plot. He's just got to compose himself. He might just want to take another second or so here. You see him right behind Adrian, waiting to throw.
86.
Right, now 18 bull. Bull, he knows what he wants.
61.
But he can't find it. What a bizarre leg of darts. Another double 12.
126. Gary, you require 25.
1. Double 12. That was the shot that won him the world title. But Gary Anderson really has got to think about this. He's got to concentrate. Gary Anderson won the set, but it wasn't without its drama. He miscounted there, busted 86. He's telling himself to think about it. He's gone absolutely nuts. Insinuates he needs glasses and he can't see. When you're a dart player, could be in a bit of bother.
Well, Gary Anderson's gone on record many, many times, hasn't he, that he's made it quite clear that when the dart is very close to the wire, he can't see whether it's in or on the wrong side of the wire. Doesn't want to wear glasses or contacts.
But that doesn't stop someone miscounting.
No. I'm not aware that there's any correlation between your eyesight and your mathematics, but it's thrown him off his stride periodically,
100.
but not for any lengthy period. And he's still winning the match 5-3 because Adrian Lewis, every time Gary Anderson has made a mistake, has not taken full advantage.
Yeah, even though he did miscount Gary, still won the set 3-0. So no damage done in that respect. Hopefully it doesn't affect his confidence
60.
or concentration in any way. Maybe it is just the pressure. I'd love to have known what the pressure's like in a world final.
100.
So he's handled it all before.
Adrian Lewis took out a brilliant 1-3-1 in the 5th set. That paved the way to a 3-2 advantage in sets, but since then it's been all Anderson.
161. $129. Adrian, you require 76.
16. Tops. Beautiful.
Shots in the first leg. Adrian Lewis. Second leg, Gary to throw first. 83.
You get the feeling that was a bit of a rot stopper for Adrian Lewis. Feel a bit better about himself now, allowing himself to flow.
177. $95.
Will it be back-to-back maximums? It will from Gary Anderson to leave 58. Well, if he can't see, goodness knows what he'd be like if he could.
Gary, you require 58.
11 dart leg. Tops. Double 10. May be able to afford to miss. May be able to afford to miss.
Treble 19. Well, 54 left.
93.
Adrian Lewis missed a 138 in the previous leg.
No score.
3 misses. A chance for a break now. Double top still. Double 10, the drama of it all.
Shots in the second leg. Adrian Lewis. Third leg, Adrian to throw first. Game on. $100.
It's one of those games you're just not sure. One will outscore the other and miss doubles and vice versa.
96.
Certainly adds to the drama of it all. Fantastic stuff.
100.
Gary Anderson now has missed double 10 in this match 11 times. He has hit it on 4 occasions, mind you,
85.
but he's missed 11 times. The lot, the max. For a 14th time, Adrian Lewis. Here's George Noble calling the 180.
38. Adrian, you require 121.
Well, Gary, more or less, has just said to Adrian, I'll give this set up. Oh, magnificent if he can hit double top here. That was stunning. It's amazing what your mind will let you do once you have a bit of time. 5-4 now to Gary Anderson. Throwing quicker
80.
and quicker.
Yeah, just 42 darts and the twinkling of an eye. It took Adrian Lewis to win that 9th set. One that it seemed apparent he had to win, having gone 2 behind for the first time in sets.
86.
Anderson was in a similar predicament in the final himself last year. He rallied. And is this the Ali Pali rally from Adrian Lewis?
42.
Gary took this out against Jelle Klassen, 60-42 tops.
56.
Not this time.
Adrian, you require 141.
We'll be looking now to leave a single darter, maybe the bullseye.
105. Gary, you require 86.
Every shot is so important now.
Double 16. Double 8 now. Oh yes. That could be crucial.
Second leg, Adrian to throw first.
Cool finish, especially given the problems he'd had in the previous
96.
set, which he just consigned to the darting dustbin. Moves on. Moves closer to a second world title.
Great second dart.
95. $140.
That treble 20 and 20 bed is in a right mess. Mind you, the amount of times it's been hit, 60. It's no surprise.
$100.
Needs the lot. Can't find them.
140.
Well, it's
you require 161.
Just about enough, perhaps. Treble 17. Anderson's best finish of the match, a 1-2-1. Lewis has had that finish as well, and a 1-3-1.
Tops now.
90.
Well, he clearly was throwing it over the flight because you see him peek round the corner. Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson.
2 sets up in this, the 10th set. It's getting to that point, isn't it, where you... Is he thinking, right, just get this set done, and then one final push?
Well, in 2011, it was Lewis
140.
up early, and then eventually 6-3 in front. Gary Anderson got it back to 6-5, but Lewis closed the door at 7-5. Here, Gary Anderson is the front runner, but can he stay out in front? If he wins any of the next 3 legs, the finishing line will be in sight for the world champion.
66. $95. $39.
Well, the frustration just gets worse for Adrian Lewis. Now some bad luck and some bounce outs being added to the mix.
58.
Well, at this moment, it's certainly
99.
looking like a 6-4 lead.
108.
17 for tops. Gary Anderson with a 108 finish wins the 10th set. He leads by 6 sets to 4. He was 6-4 up last year, and he ended up going to a last set thriller. I just wonder.
The world champion Gary Anderson is now just 1 set away from keeping the crown he won here last year. Anderson leads by 6 sets to 4. In the crucial moments, he's been the king. 6-4, needs 1 more. In legs 1, Anderson has 23, Lewis has 15. When it's mattered, Anderson has hit the doubles and Lewis hasn't. And that is the match in a nutshell. And if it carries on like this, Anderson will retain the title. He'll become a 2-time world champion. He will join an elite list of kings of the hockey. The 2-time world champs, Lewis himself, the great Jockey Wilson, the great Dennis Priestley, and our old pal Ted Hankey the Count.
140.
There is Keith Deller, looking mightily worried, and so he should be. Adrian Lewis has to win the last 3 sets.
Got to start with this one, on throw. But this has been a world championship of twists and turns like no other. Can Lewis call on the spirit of Van Barneveld? Double 12. Great start to the set.
Adrian Lewis, I'm going to Gary to throw first.
Little 11 darter there for Adrian Lewis. Maybe it'll just spur him on. But the thing is, Gary Anderson is now
100.
Playing as well as he has in the match, consistently. And let's be honest, the consistency has been missing from both.
By my maths, that is the 650th 180 of this tournament, in and amongst all the drama.
96. 94.
Lewis has always had the edge, really, bar flickering moments in the averages.
132. Gary require 170.
Needs a treble.
100.
Gets one. Another. Big old 13.
133.
What a setup.
70.
Treble 10. So single 20. Double 20.
50.
Not enough oomph in the right arm for Gary Anderson. Lewis tops. Lewis hits tops. Now it's getting interesting again.
Third leg, Adrian to throw first. Game on.
Refusing to be beaten. He's got a champ's mentality.
140.
Adrian Lewis has never lost in a world final, and he doesn't want to know that
60.
feeling, doesn't ever want to experience it. So he's in there battling away.
96.
Gary Anderson has the insurance policy of throwing first in set 12.
120.
Not sure exactly how much that policy is worth in a World Championship final when the nerves are raw.
98.
Adrian just making sure he left the finish, just in case
58.
Gary at
Adrian,
180.
167. '93.
Good save. Well, by going for that 20, Gary can now not leave a finish.
Adrian,
So this is
74.
a nice opportunity for Adrian Lewis to just flow, hit tops and win the set.
Aim shot, the 11th set.
6-5. An absolute whirlwind set.
Game on.
Jackpot got the reels on the fruit machine, spinning very, very quickly in set 11.
97.
And now Anderson, this is the biggie.
'96.
Last 4 sets have been 3-0.
Yes.
99.
That's number 31 in this match. 17 of them to Adrian Lewis. That's the number there was in the Classic 2007 final. Anderson looking for number 32, and he switches.
145.
Which was the right thing to do.
It's in again. He's just dropped his dart. Even though it went over the oche, he didn't throw it. There was no throw in motion, so it doesn't count. But that counts, let me tell you.
Going 160.
This might count. No, 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 no. So Lewis looking here for an 11-dart leg against the throw to get the kettle boiling. Double 16. Why did he pick that? That's why he picked it. Adrian Lewis is on fire. Adrian Lewis has gone berserk in the last 4 legs.
Game on.
This is great. There's an urgency
55.
about Adrian Lewis now, whereas Gary just still looks as cool as a cucumber.
32 maximums. There has never been more than that in a match sanctioned by the Professional Darts Corporation. And that is number 33. Oh.
140.
Wayne, it's getting like that Grand Slam of Darts semi-final. Lewis Taylor when they're just not missing, but this is a match that has importance like no other.
36.
But to be able to be doing this kind of thing under this pressure and scrutiny
140.
just shows you the ability of these players. Simply sensational. Well, AD, Really does need to hit a treble, in which he does.
121.
Treble 17. So Anderson cannot finish.
57. Adrian, you require 140.
There's a pretty poor setup as well. Because Adrian Lewis, you feel, will leave tops at least.
60. You require 64.
Anderson to get the set back on throw. Yes, 2 at double 8. Brilliant from Anderson. That's absolutely fantastic. He's taken an absolute toweling for 4 legs.
Third leg,
And he's come back there and nailed double 8 at the first time of asking. That's why he's the world champion. That's why he's got the darts back in this set as he looks to retain his crown.
60.
Well, Gary was just flailing his
83.
right arm around like he was suffering from a bit of tension.
57.
60, followed by 57. Can you feel it? Can you feel the tension? Because I'll tell you what, the players can.
Palms sweating drama now.
77. 85.
As they chase the biggest prize in the game, not just financially, but it's much, much more than that.
137.
Well, that leaves the big fish again for Gary Anderson. And if he does reel it in this time, he'll be a leg away
96.
from the world title.
60. 60. Bullseye. I am absolutely gobsmacked. Gary Anderson has taken out the biggest fish of all. 170. He moves within 1 leg of retaining the world crown. Adrian Lewis simply has to win the next 2 legs. Otherwise, the Scotsman will have done it.
And that is the 34th maximum of the match. The 170 backed up by the 180. There has never been a darts match with more 180s than that. Anywhere, anytime. Oh, he couldn't, could he now? This is lunacy. Well, if Anderson had gone out 170 and then a 9-darter, we might as well all have just packed up.
Oh, Adrian Lewis got to hit another 60 and does. Really needs another treble.
134.
Brilliant.
$45. Gary, you require 104.
Yes, double 12.
Oh. 80. Adrian, you require
All Adrian Lewis can do
37.
is hit the 57. Gary Anderson will return for his favourite double, the one he won the World Championship last year.
And Gary Anderson is still the king at the Palace. The Flying Scotsman goes back to back and retains his world title in the most dramatic fashion. He's gone and done it again, Gary Anderson, in a record-breaking match. You've never seen as many 180s. The 170 finish did the trick, and Gary Anderson is still on top of the darting world in 2016.
7-5 to Gary Anderson. Adrian Lewis and Gary, you feel sure, will be in more world finals. That, ladies and gents, was the 2016 world final. Let's hand over to John McDonald.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the runner-up receiving his trophy and £150,000, and it goes to Jackpot Adrian Lewis. magnificent Sid Waddell Trophy. A record-breaking £300,000 in prize money. But most important of all, and still, the William Hill World Dance Champion, the Flying Scotsman, Gary
Congratulations go to Gary Anderson. He's certainly shown his class tonight. He wins the World Darts Championship for the second year running, and he lifts the Sid Waddell Trophy with pride.